Good evening, everyone. Joel Drama here. Welcome to our first episode. I'm proud to introduce Olivier, one of the co-owners of Fitness Point, arguably, if not the best gym in all of Kigali slash Rwanda. Thank you, Olivier, for coming to the podcast. As you know, the main theme of today was fitness, along the tagline of, especially for men, if you tell them that they need to exercise because it's good for their heart, for their liver, because when they become older and become grandparents, it's good for them. They won't pay attention. But if you tell them, hey, it's going to give them stronger erections, then all of a sudden they start paying attention and being like, okay, now I should pay attention, if yet. So what I wanted to decide is just like a little bit by yourself, how you got into fitness, and of course how you came to the position where you were able to co-found the best channel Kiba.
Well, Joe, thank you for having me. As you introduced me, my name is Olivier Muvunyi, and I'm co-owner of Fitness Point. Coming to your question, I've always been active. Love to be, I'll say like a pinky trying everything. And then I think at 12, that's when I started playing martial arts. But before that, as a child, I was always stumbled, try everything that I see in the movie. I didn't know there was a behind the scene until I was 15.
Yeah. I was very much like that. When you were boxers, or it was just something. I did karate. What do you which martial arts did you start with?
I was a dory.
Or don't.
Yes.
I've actually never heard of that one. Is it Chinese martial arts or something else?
Chinese well, you know, at time was in Nova, they have way more subsection than martial arts in greater differences.
So you started with martial arts at 15?
I was 12, oh, sorry, at 12, so 15, that's when I knew that it was a behind the scene question. I used to see movies and then learn and see, okay, if this bad kick leaves me, I can also break. So I was kind of very discovered now that like a lot of time with like so. And when I started by flower balls, it was the first on the skin last event. I was like, I want to try use, and that's how I started being flexible. But when I was 15, that's when I realized actually what I see in movements were really small. It's not really right. And then after moving the behind the scene, I was like, on that, yeah, I'm wanting to start my word. So that's one when you better start being active, physically active and constant home sport. But in for fitness, I never thought in just, but I used to get it all the way through the time. You're smoking? Yes. Well, no, I ain't talking about seeing that bands on the house. So, and as you know, your life is sport for us to the active what the time is half. And my brother when I was I've loved it. You lose something, but I felt like it's where I wanted to do. And given the fact that I had a martial arts experience, because a big man and I was getting much more of and I'm actually, as you think about it, it's just one same type of sport, but it's still like a being active, of course. Because for me, when I speak of this fitness situation, I always stick as being like a very important sport. Exactly. And it comes to the same kind of way. Even when I'm discussing with people, I always say, young supporters for the modest king. Let's change the winded. I was a heavy change, and then as you went to those and there's quite a rough phase that are very important to the franchise. There's like kind of on power. One is a mental, second is a physical event, and there's more other things. And so those were the things that have most really can be adapting and get some of the footprints. But quite some time lifting, which is like an area of the mostly considered to the fitness. That one started with, afterwards, I know what it is something. I wanted to know if this thing that's just at the same time, not start with the now. But going back to the point where fitness doesn't have to be just really the thing. You think preserve for most people be surprised in that. If you can actually use a more weight when you walking, then well there. Right? Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, there also do things. I want people to understand that it's not about the different. or only pulling, let's say we use any relevant weight, you also be the ability to tend. The built-in is easily in the mumble there. Can you imagine how many times you see things standing like it? That's a squat. So it's a squat. But when we talk alcohol as a sport, as an exercise, you can be a little bit frustrated. That is why it's a big gave you a change. Like how you sit. You can point try hard listen to have a dumb pull, the dropping instead from the cows. But you don't feel it at that moment. But over time, if it is of Bapudeva, it's going to reduce some very bad ones with the detector volume. So, but with me exercise, knowing how we control your body, sitting appropriately, we understand how what muscle play between those to do this. It makes me very good in pulse to get it to the body.
And I really like how Proniso say, because personally, I don't into the lumber, who he's always sitting all day, and him nesting back out. But that was a pretty material to with the back of the folder, and I started to yoga at 5 times a week, fully to do it, and Rachel was kind of on the girl flow once or twice, not of one. Nowadays, like, you start 1 minute of luck to attack into it, to me. But there's just like that constant same like backwards harmful for the vibe was maybe like the video, the relation to the seed and material, how them was impact your pack. Some people do understand. And it's a small thing to follow a long period of time, like they have this impact. And the example in the lifestyle was when we first started working to finance, me and my family, we cut out juices and sodas. And in 2 weeks, I lost a few 4 kgs. This was about the juice, the amount of calories those, So now you can keep switch out like the unhealthy snack or healthy one over a long period of time. That's too much time.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's eating vitamin what?
Over a long time, that's where I got the other to and cardio for your muscle in the joints intensity. It's the small things that have the biggest impact long term way. The theoretical culture, or can I walk in the 3 minutes of remain? How much is that going to impact my health in a positive or in sort of negative experience?
Yeah, I mean, like, coming down the bit and just go back, not too far. I mean, just when it's like back in the lens, and then you got the wider population now used to it. So that was before, it's like Africa genocide, then the kind of dropped the bomb, and then we rightly make coming out of power. You used to work as much as you was it this. And now the development that we get, you get the immense way, it's a good thing, it's a positive thing, but you also can with some middle to set. Let's say how much time it took back to dictate by service stuff to Phoebe. We say if you are, I'll give you a statistical example. If you have to go and war from East E for the best ways for man. If you at least driving from when there, the bus will come and pack into run the area and sim down now, and then you have to walk. You only will find down the kissed. Yeah. And then you'll have to walk back again to get your parts. But even though people in marketing open software, that is exercise or that is a being active, you will something that very big qualitative. But if you think about it for being, now you have tons and tons of motivation time. Yeah. So this brings everybody in the mind, but they should get it. You won't come to get them from here. So we had in minds, not much things and the active. There is a lot of familiarity in how from the board. Coming to what you said, exercising is possible to the gym, but if you put just some the skin so right, the color and you taking the well front, How about a work front wing? What about Stefan? If we did this regularly on a daily basis, it's clear that you be someone being active. I mean, we need to work being part of looking at the sound. But can you imagine if you have a car, moms, you can almost spend your ball and fill out quarter. That is 100% points. And it's very negative in a lot of way. And I think if you had it, but you have us the behavior of doing that's positive. Yeah. But it coming to a point of saying that It doesn't necessarily have to do the gene. You can live in the walking way, but then you need to get about it. You say that work half the path to the entirely. It is also where endorsement by fat. It's just walking. You 20 prefer bring that. Yeah. And if this is something rare on the fats, to give my user comfortable bypass of machines. My housing was the proof.
I'm good exactly was it called because I'm the born in Japan. My house to the train station plus I think that's telling you my life to often be faithful to I used to make games where I had like fairness and joining. If I was running on the one of the past data to trimsit, you keep in mind as your timing how like for this candy, sweet every so as a kid I was not for body, I was really chatting. Looking back, I realized I only clubbed above was up and a bicycle in the UK, and I was also hyperactive. Your principles in the time. It was we need sports going to cut that the question you'll be on effort. Another example is many people to the village. You see people when they eat, they'll eat sheets, plates, like rice and chaza, everything, and they might it. And then they steam. That's because they walk 3 kilometers and you get 2 grows of too many. But you take someone like that, Kigali, give it to my mom. Over time, kid hama overword. Did you know? Hey, how come I'm with a ring the other jam? You and the freelance would work and think the problem is up at hippie. Now in Kigali, with everyone more sedentary lifestyle, with you view this in more patterns. Like lemon they just need to go, hey, I think I need to do you just grab me, or you want me eat walk or play football or simply small. Because I wake in heat then exercise going on a regular basis, and I can still be just as much as I want to before, or I change from the large carbohydrates to more protein all the time, especially high quality proteins instead of something like plastic things, which is the easiest thing to get fit in at it and
I guess now is the not available as you think about how much protein is in for pet. And given that it's the most affordable, and as much as you think that we could mean weights and sport, but that one would think that we had great background. So it's not something that we debate when we play. But I don't know how many of you point also we have a team might for the deed and how much of fact and it's afforded. Which is one like the reason of course standing watching in if you ask you if you're not saying it's a personal instead of the fitness plans. But our goals cause as a fitness same to which for type of all of those things to make sure that there's awareness important saying why we sing. And then after the standing then also severe some proposed work by this people saying what he is trying to work out is also they can you can even it is as you would not so with same result and what I was just not running on behavior change but mainly before we continue just machine people question I passed about fitness come we actually started like a thing to 19 some of them ever so we used to a bit of content and then there was a couple of courses later and my comment here and mentioned that it would be way and then you wanted way matching and there is a first profile to you. This came to a challenge when we had a blend or fairly much heat and then much sprint train and then by the end of training and most of this like for the having a pits, the first really was supposed to do which is we know it's open inside and tangential structure. So we have to work hand in hand with the nano and the forbade probably the proper as much as possible. Which put us in a situation where we have to make money just going down and down in the climb. We more or less to eat more chess. But actually the liquid family clean open. But the bad was a good challenge the whole of it. Yeah, once you much as yeah, training was broke to off affecting into who area. So I mean it wasn't something that we can claim that it was only Mars being affected, there was all the free Sony business. But to our side, like knowing in a studying subject, I mean I say probably and yeah, I don't understand yet time could get enough. But we managed to come out of it and long story short,
we were successful on that. Then final first is happen, and then we opened, and then for now we also have a second location which we opened last year in October, which is located in the downtown. I guess you have now visited both of the facility.
Yeah. Pro tip for anyone out there: upper body go to Kimborolo, legs go to Nyeru Tarafan. Like that's the way I look at it. But then again, it also depends on my training style and what you're trying to achieve.
That's true. And also, one of the things that I also love put the attention of the people that come to the gym, especially new ones. For you, you've been in the gym for some time, you know exactly what to do and how to use the facility and stuff like that. I mean, it's still probably somehow a new things to whole culture, if I may say. And then when you look at our culture, somehow, if I feel somehow that we are held about the culture, not entirely, but when it comes to something new, I also see people being shy to question if they're on routines, which is something that I wish people could think, and I would advise that people remember that there's a way you can get to those things, understanding it. Question. Yes, if you came to the gym, you don't know how things works and stuff. Ask. We are here to help. And bear in mind, no one will know that you need help if you don't ask.
Yeah, it's Randy's. The thing I love in here at Whopping Randy's is that we're very proud. So if people call that, please swallow your pride and ask for help. So it's not going to kill you. It's not the Western at West thing. No one's going to judge you. People are going to try and help you. They can only help you as much as you're willing to be helped.
That's true. I mean, in general, we don't know everything. Even ourselves trainers would always know that every single day it's a lesson. So coming to somebody that knows approaching something new, you have every right to question things because you shouldn't feel ashamed to not know things. And knowing that it's something that you're approaching also in the first place, you should also understand that it's not wise that you walk in without asking. So, I mean, I've seen some people, they walk in, I wouldn't say that they pretend, but it's just that you see like they get it lost. And then sometimes you came to our attention to see it, but sometimes we are also busy. But again, we need to understand that it's okay to come close and ask because we never know that in need help. And then what we want to do is also help him as much as we can. And in order for this process to go in a smooth way, we encourage people that they could also be questioning. Please, question if you're all think.
Actually, on the topic of helping, so I began exercising back in like 2016, 2017. I started with calisthenics, though with weight training, really on and off. And then recently I asked one of your trainers, Minions, who, by the way, I think is one of the best trainers in Kigali, I realized I had reached a point where I was frustrated because I hit a wall. I felt like I wasn't making enough progress as I would like, or like the next day my body wouldn't hurt as much. So I thought I was in something improper. I just came out and like, hey, bro, these are the problems I'm facing. I need help. I feel like I'm doing this. And to be honest, I only did like two or three sessions with him. But because he's such a good teacher, like the 2 or 3 sessions changed every way that I was doing it. Because one, he made me realize for years I had been doing a lot of exercise incorrectly. And of course, as a man, I had been doing a lot of lifting. You know, it feels good to put on 9 kgs and be like, yeah, the guy, no one else here can do it, but But then we said, hey, dude, go lower down to 60, do proper form. And even now, like the other day, I was at the gym on Friday. I was like, yes, I can do the 90, but let me go back down to 70. I did proper form.
Okay.
And the next day, like I felt like the soreness from my muscles more because I was going, Joe, swallow your pride. Yes, you know you're strong. Yes, you want to show off, but let me do it correctly. Yeah. And now I'm seeing the benefits. Like, and again, I did this training with him. It was I think in June or July. Okay. And it's just how it's changed my training philosophy. But you never know this difference now. You have a weakness, I love but I am on body team all in this is fighting like it just felt like that it was 2 weeks ago. But right, my arms are slightly bigger than you were 2 months ago. With my shoulder, I can see the difference immediately for you because again, I took his advice. The most important thing of proper form. I can do low weights. I was a man, so I was swallowing pride. He swallowing pride. And now I know that in 2, 3 months, I'll go back to that 90 kg, but I'll be doing it with proper weight and form. Yeah, and I'll be even stronger, if not bigger. And again, doesn't always have to be about bigger, stronger, easy.
Right. I mean, uh, you did exactly what most, especially men, are always pushing back to do, to ask if you don't know or to seek for advice. Because we have people who ask us, "Do you feel the pain that I'm feeling?" I'm like, I'm actually telling you to practice what I also practice. So we have a saying in the fitness that we don't do like the priest. You know, the priest says, "Do what I say, not what I do." So for us, we practice what we preach, and practicing what we preach is the essential approach as a fitness professional, because we need to make sure that we know exactly what's going on in order to also be able to give that information and skills to other people. And coming back to what you were mentioning regarding the changes you made. So there's the ego, of course, which carries mostly with men. Anything physical we can do, yes. And then when it comes to being a gym, also there's the fact that they want to reach the highest amount of weight that they have seen everybody else lifting. Yes, it's okay. It's good to have high expectation that you can do such a things a lot, but be wise and think twice that you may not be able to be adapted if you're dismissing the technique, if you're dismissing the form, because those are the key points to reach to those goals.
Yeah.
I'll say that for example, when you're trying to do a squat, let me do. This is my favorite exercise. I love legs, but when you're trying to do squat and everything with it, so people see the move down and then up, but there's the anatomy of that exercise, and if you miss that one, you get nothing. Because you have seen people, they say, "I've been doing this, but I'm not seeing anything," which is something that I consider to be negative. If they don't ask, like what you did, you approached him, you will ask what's going on. And then I guess what you picked from him was a technique, the form that was very important. And once you put it into practice, it made you feel exactly what was going on. There's understanding your body, having a connection with it, and so that you know exactly what's going on in your body rather than knowing what the weight is doing with you. And so those moves has to be well calculated in terms of the technique, the form, and you'll understand now that you're able to engage and contract and activate those muscles. So to the squat, as I was mentioning, most people understand it's legs, but you need to remember you recruit almost the whole body to do a squat. There's the core, yes. There's the back, that is also a part of the core. By the way, let me say also that the core is not just the abs, six pack as people think, because the core starts from behind it is back here, all the way up here, the whole supple. So if you were able to understand that anatomy of that exercise, how you recruit all of those muscles to come as a unit to work on that a similar exercise, it's a compound exercise. And you'll be able to then get the benefit out of it. But if you dismiss the technique, not understanding the importance of it, you never get the result.
And on that how protecting when I mean us do when I went in for fellows just be lifting I will have to continue as progress. I mean I don't know what happened. And now it might get all this because he'd be I don't even believe it might have figured it. I mean only one videos it is for boss and he's sort of like it's a black and I know that I turned to how it was years working in tweezers assist muscle was in the way. So now only make sure she's a size and she uses this machine show God doses. And then how beating be more guilty because I was trained right like they tend to go to get your cases. I may well be able to just as I can. Yeah. Yes, gets me how hard about the output because of bad giant mistake. I'll never get like the satisfaction of working my way up to a high weight while requiring every new man could do it. All because again, poor technique. Right? And that's the importance of like really standing start with 5 kg. You could do 50 and do proper technique and do proper form and then slowly build it up. And after that, it becomes easy.
Absolutely. I don't know if you have heard the positive and negative move.
Yes.
How do? Okay. So, because the most important things done, and let's say you have accommodated all of the other things you said to take, like the form. And then in terms of, let's say, gaining it, building that muscle, then you need to focus also on the negative and how do you engage with the negative. Every exercise have the negative move. But to the surprise, most people focus on the positive. So the positive move is when we're almost finishing the exercise, but the negative is in the process to into that exercise. So for example, when we do a squat, the minute you start going down, that's the negative move. But when you came up, you're just finishing the exercise.
Yes.
And then you find like if people drop peak and then try to go up, but then they struggle because you did not do the control, the movement control, which is the negative move. You're not able to know exactly where to stop and when to do the to go up. Now, if you do focus on the negative move, like slow down, now you reach the ball, boom, then you go up. It's the same even with bench press. Even with most of the other exercise, biceps and everything, it has negative and positive.
So I damaged the shoulder and was really on the way back up because I wasn't sitting properly and I was an illegal lifting, do 50 kg flat bench press, but you should have been doing 30 to build up the confidence and also the muscle and everything. And it was on the way out, I felt something. It wasn't a terrible, it was just like I was off. And the next day I was like, yo, I think I may have messed it up. Let me pause. And since that I don't want to try and further risk it. And I know if I want to fully fix it, it's going to take like next 3-6 months of proper rehabbing. And I just don't want Ben to feel everything else.
Sorry to cut you short. Have you, regarding the rehab, have you reached out to our physiotherapist?
No, actually. But now that I talk about it, I feel I should, just because the shoulder's involved in so many other things.
So many things.
And it's more about like staying consistent with it, right? And not letting it get in the way of everything else. It's just now I work around it, not fixing it first and then being able to do bench presses again and other exercises like that. But I think you're right. I should reach out to her because I've seen her train people at the gym. Yeah. I've seen her train one of my cousins after in their seat, and it would really, really helped her. Right. So I think that's something else I should look into as well.
I mean, it takes a process. And along the way, if you don't have a good guidance on how to get out of bad injuries and then how you do the rehab. Except that now you are aware. But for some people who are not aware, it leads even to more injuries. Right. So, but if you try to find a way that you don't necessarily need to be there with her or always, but it's just understanding what will be the best technical approach to do that with her. That's exactly what you're trying to look for. Because as somebody who have been in the gym for as long as you have done, I believe you have a good connection with your body, so you understand, you feel it, you know it, which is the opposite for the people who are you. When they get the injury, sometimes they don't even see it coming. They don't even know that it happened. And after 1 or 2 days, that's when they'll start say, "Oh, something happened," which is also like I would advise also people who are approaching, try to listen to what your trainer is telling you and try to follow. Because at some point you find people frustrated with the fact that, oh, this is painful, then they will go without remembering that it's not a risky move. It's a controlled and well-examined move. And then that's where most injuries came from. And even when they get injured, because they were not really collected, well, they don't understand what's going on in their body. It takes time to realize there was an injury. And then when they look back, they'll be like, remember the other day when you asked me to not do this? And then instead I keep doing it, I'm like, yeah. I can, yes, remember to say stop. Because I always tell people that we cannot move to the next exercise if you can make this one run.
Yeah.
But also, of course, people always eager to
to get to the next day.
Like the way I think of it is like, when you see a small child playing with a match, sometimes you have to let them burn themselves to understand it. Don't play with matches, visceral. But next, I want to talk about something else that's very important for fitness, and that's diet. The example I gave you last time, my mom lost 10 kgs in 3 months simply by switching to the ketogenic diet, right? So, meaning cutting out carbs, lots of proteins, healthy fats. And when I tell people that, they don't leave it, but she never once stepped foot in the gym. And people forget the importance of diet and how you don't necessarily have to change the entire diet. But small things will add up. Like I gave the example of the juices and switching more to water and healthier alternatives. I want to also briefly touch on that the importance of diets, how small changes make big impacts. And gym bodies are not just built at the gym, but also in the kitchen.
Oh, absolutely, you're right. Because then I know people think much more of the gym as a solution, but they're very wrong. It's a part of the solution, but it can't make it alone if you don't consider what you put in your stomach.
Of course. Absolutely, what we put in here speaks outside here, but we see. So our body is what we put in the stomach. And if you have came to the gym only considering to exercise, but not thinking of what you have in the kitchen there, it's wrong approach. And that's why I'll advise also that people need to think much more of those diet lists. Because as you mentioned, like for the people in the beginning, you said in the villages, you can put eating, let's say, rice, potatoes, beans, and whatever. But in the next morning, they're running all over the mountain, whatever, and then they stay scared. So they use as much as they took it, right? So, but in the other hand, you find people eating things that they don't really need necessarily, because they overtake things that it will require them to work harder to get them out. But given case that they don't move, they're not active because they have a sedentary occupation, those things stick there. Yeah. So then if you know that that's your behavior, you have a sedentary occupation, you're not moving as much, I will advise that you think much more of the kitchen.
100. Like it's like you have to treat your body like a race car, and the food is your fuel.
Absolutely. I mean, the food that you take in at that moment, when you know that you're being persistent with the day, don't say like a southern or whatever. Have you heard? I'm not a cow.
Yeah.
It's I don't even lie about it. So they are not a cow. All there's a misses when people bring it out. I'm like, okay, fine. You're not a cow, but do we go there and say that we said that you're not a lion?
But then also like be aware of the quality of food. An example I always give is there was a time where I ate a steak in the morning at 10 a.m. after the exercise for a week. And I would not get hungry until like the same 3 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. But conversely, like a month before, I had tried the whole like, oh, let me eat more vegetables. Like I'm making a bowl, adding cheese, tomatoes, all the condiments I could. No, not condiments, but everything, all the vegetables that I like. And I remember just 30 minutes to an hour later, I'll just be hungry because the steak is more nutritious and dense, while the salad is not. That doesn't mean you can't make very healthy salads where it's very nutritionally dense, where you put like chicken strips or the beef strips or other like boiled eggs and things like that. But also it depends on the quality of food that you eat, not just the amount.
Yeah, I think maybe a different or maybe way of people understanding this. When we speak of that, is just that we're asking people to cut off some of the food or whatever. Because one thing is just that all of those food are good food, right? But depending on how we consume it, that's how they can make it a damage, a negative outcome. So I'll maybe suggest that don't think it as best a diet. Yes, it is a diet, but it's a balanced meal. So if you think about having a balanced meal, which is why we call it it's a diet, then you'll get the outcome that we really always asking for. But if you overtaking one segment only, and then tomorrow morning you're complaining that this you need to remember in the kitchen you're not really polite to yourself.
Yeah.
So there was more a balance. So also the body will never give you a balance. So yes, we can exercise, we can do whatever, but that would not be sufficient if we can have a balanced meal as well. So which is where the diet situation can be.
And then also people need to understand, like, because I run like 5 times a week. On weekends, not as small. I love Kate and square dance. She's like Saturday, Sunday, I'm cheating. Like I'm having fries, I'm having fanta, having cake, I'm having anything I want. But then Monday to Friday, I'm eating healthy 90% of the time. If I can have more protein and less carb, I'll do so. I'll drink mostly water and sparkling water, right? If I want something sweet, I'll go for somewhere to come rich if I can get one. But then that's the balance part of it, right? You don't always have to eat. Doesn't mean like a healthy diet doesn't mean depriving yourself of your favorite meals. It's just being aware, like, look, if I eat 10 slices of cakes every day, of course someone can eat.
I mean, the balance especially that issue as you mentioned is okay. Think about the workout of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those workout are never the same as the Friday. You know why? The Friday thing, you're like, "Yeah, okay, I know there's something good coming in the weekend. Right? Oh my God, it's the best workout. Yes. And you are so motivated, and then you have set your mind, I'll have to be feeling myself in the week, I'll go on this bed and whatever. Then I'll have my Saturday and Sunday, which comes as a motivate or a motivation from the Friday workout. Yep. You know, when you're kicking in, no matter how in the weight becomes heavy, you're always saying like, I had an ice cream. Oh my, I'm meant to be it. So then you keep pushing you though. I was in a Friday is one of those day when I'm exercising. I feel like I don't want to get in that. Because I know there's a blood. Yeah. So it's a tricky thing that maybe I can advise about that. When we think of that balanced meal, the dietary situation, we are not asking to deny yourself from what you love. It's just it's a suggestion that be wise, no matter how you accommodate it to your body. Yeah, balanced state with that, please.
I love what you said about the motivation. I think it's important that if you are a person in a restaurant, you want diet, is like, then just use this wound as a reward. Representing tell receptive on the to Jinte as a services league. Frequent as a big equitable give us as a baby that are even chipped well but breeze see and realize that if you just watch a shower, you're more likely to wear out your relationship. Because then you're going to be like, on Tuesday, when you know, this is like what I want for business meeting. I'll be like, oh, let me know about the fries, maybe get the salad, or this is the rock closer, and was on all this, I'm just finding to enjoy it. Now, it's just from decisions, something else is, but the mental and then it's exercises. Really, I the first one to pop, a lot of like whether depression, anxiety, any of those mental issues, the rest is in groups. So let me use my example is when I left right off was job in 2017, I was depressed. And I realized I need to start like changing my life. One of the things was like exercising, just lately by the team. And when I made those decisions a day, wow, this I didn't become consistent or came all season for I didn't be confident at the time. And later in the future, I got times when Instagram before I just go out per one of anxiety or depression again, was when I started exercising. And when I did that, that's when I'll notice a drop in my in my focus because that ADHD. But if I exercise regularly, I find it easier to concentrate, pay attention to people, right? But if I stop doing that, that's when my problems come up, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel so groggy, like I'm not 100%. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, coming to that, it comes all together with it's a big thing that they only speak of the benefit of getting active. Is what I prefer to say behavior changing. People tend to think that it's the result of exercising are only visual or miscount, which is totally wrong. Because there's a quite a lot of research that have been shown that there's the mental health situation that it can be. I wouldn't say him, but it can minimize the impact that the mental health people have. Can come also from how active they are, how exercising they are. So you mentioned that you're exercising 5 times. So I think there was a time they discussed about like when you're into 3 days in a way, yes, there's a gap, which is Tuesday, Thursday, because you exercise Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Correct.
And then there's a gap into Tuesday, Thursday, then Saturday, and Sunday. So I don't know if you had acknowledged in that moment when you're in that schedule that there was a time where you're the most stressed and whatever, because there's those gaps.
Yeah.
But coming to the benefit of from how we moved to Monday to Friday, you find yourself that you're somehow very, very connected with your body. Because you understand it, you're dealing with those stress in a way that you go there, get rewarded because, you know, you kick out of those emotion, stress, feeling because you have something that you are doing that you are connected with your body in a happy way that will be happy because you feel it what it exactly needed. And it reduce the mental, whatever health, stress and depression that you have through the day. Because, I mean, there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of things going on in life. And the same way as for if we can have a balance, understanding that I will be active, relieve myself from Diamond, will be content with that mental health as you're speaking. So there's more only the skill, there's also the mental health situation that exercising helps you. I mean, a lot of things. I don't know the confidence you have when you came out of the gym, let's say, or the day or something. How do you feel? How do you work out?
Oh, if I hit all the exercises I wanted to do, and I also happen to like increase that weight, the confidence I feel, I walk out like you see a difference in my walk because I start walking like a gang because I was like, okay, like I own this shit. I think of like in the morning I'll look at my to-do list. I'll be like, remember I have so many things to do today. But the moment I get a good exercise, I'll get home, look at it, I was like, this is easy, I can do this now. This I can delegate, I can do this. And then like conquering the day becomes so much easier. Number one. And number two, it becomes easier to fall asleep because I have exhausted my body. That's another thing also during like COVID I noticed, is a reason my mental health skyrocketed was losing a home all day.
Can you imagine? All day.
I remember like towards 5, my dad will call me because like there's nothing to do. Be like, yo, I bought some gym. Do you want to come trick? I'll be like, hell yeah. Pull out of our mind. And I remember how that affected my mind. And towards the end of COVID, I started working out at home by myself with equipment. And I noticed when I did that, I didn't feel like I was slowly going and it's like crazy. I was like, I am going crazy, but at least I worked out today where it felt 20% better than I would if I didn't. And it just felt overall just mentally healthier. Show up as a better person, whether friends or family, because I exercise right.
I mean, it's a good thing to bring back to what the COVID situation impact it had on people. Now, I guess for those who are connected or understanding what was going on with their already people with this one. But over that period of time, I remember I used to have a couple sessions with people on Zoom. It was a fun moment, but I can tell you that it benefited a lot of things. Personally, I was doing it to myself, normal exercise, because I cannot live without doing it. Because the whole mental health, as you're speaking of, it was when it kicks in, it was when you feel like that when there's a slow relationship. It is as a relationship. You don't know what the value to person. You're just as determined. You have the one for the relationship. You're not really. You're just as eating. Again, coming back what just as men no longer be with the food. I don't know if you have noticed, but this is a study also men, but when we have a depression, when we're stressed, we tend to eat too much food.
When it's all in the sweet reason. It's someone the sweet tooth that's 100%. We're not stressed out. I'll go through a whole bag of candies, like a 5 roasted donuts. It just happens.
So that is the same thing when most of the people who are seated in one place, those are the things they tend to consume as much as possible because there's that mental issue happening, but they don't see it that way. And then there's the core mechanism of having, did you know if we put the cookies or the candies here and you're sitting here for the whole meal in one period, you most likely move the ball.
Like if not 2 or 3. But you're 100% correct. The next thing I wanted to move on to was what you said about behavioral changes for exercise, especially with example older men, but the men, women in general. Is the exercise doesn't just have to be go to the gym. You know, it doesn't just have to be say playing football or basketball. Example, like my father, he walks on a daily basis and swims, and he's way healthier than he is. And I love the example you said given of your father last time you had spoken.
I mean, there's a speaking of the behavior change is the best way for me to see it as approach for whoever wants to into the gym. Because one thing is that when you come with the mind of saying that you're going to exercise, because most people nowadays when they think of exercise, they try to relate themselves with athletes,
Yeah.
which is a wrong approach. We forget those athletes are people who lives doing sport for living. So that's what makes the meal on the table for the end. So that's why they say it's a behavior change. Let's behave actively rather than thinking it's exercising to be an athlete or a Olympus. That would be mostly the very, very, very frustrating thing. But if you think about like, let me develop a behavior of walking from here to there every single day or couple of days in a week, I mean, it will be the most positive thing. And it will give you the benefit also of thinking of, let's say, lifting or doing something else different. It will give you a way to see this positively the way you approach it.
I love that. And then finally, just before we wrap up, is of the topic we have talked about before is how exercise impacts your sex drive as a man. And the one thing I'll say, the two downsides of exercising regularly: one, you'll eat more food than you think.
Oh yeah.
And two, it makes you so horny all the time. It's unbelievable. People don't understand. And the reason I say that is because I know a lot of older men will be, want to take you out with the age, where they start going like, I don't have my sex drive, you sent from home with me. I'm attracted to my new wife. I still love her, but they don't realize how adding regular exercise can impact it.
I mean, but there's the confidence of knowing your body. That's one thing. So the minute they move in, start exercising, what happens is that before they were with the body, but then they run on not going more to that body. And then the minute they move in, start exercising, there's the confidence that you build. It goes both way for men and women. There's the confidence. And that confidence, the way it gives you to show off the way you present yourself. Like if you walk here with a folded back, who or how do you take your weight to a triangular one? But if you walk in standing, because you know what your body is capable of, allowing it. So that's what drives the sex, as you mentioned. There's the confidence that you build when you exercise it. That confidence is what really gives the drive.
That is 100% true. You fellas, by the way, there's no fella better feeling in the world than being able to pick your woman up. Oh, you see, like, even in a more sexual way, women will giggle nonstop and they're like, oh my gosh, you can't be lifted like that before.
It can lift me.
Yeah, right. It's just the confidence. But now we're wrapping up. I just want to say, Olivier, thank you so much for coming by. And again, you have the #1 gym in Kigali. Don't add me. I recommend Kimura for upper body, Yerutarama for lower body. Is there any other information you might pass on to them?
I mean, in the first place, let me say thank you for having us. And then in general, I'll just tell the people that keep in mind, we're always there to help you. As I mentioned, try to make sure that you can ask if you don't know. And there's nothing wrong from not knowing. And we also believe that we don't know everything. You may ask me something that I don't know if it's a medical thing, but I'll still make my effort to make a research and make sure that I can come up to you. But in general, when you walk in the gym, if you see trainers around, don't assume that they know that you're here to seek for help. Approach them, ask them. Not only the trainers, there's also it's a social place.
It's a community.
So it's a community place. So you see people doing things the best way that you cannot be able to do. Ask them. Also, there's an approach politely. Do you mind if I join you, or do you mind to show me these things? I don't know how to use it. So That's what I'm suggesting people to consider to do in the next time when they came to the gym. And keep in mind, we're always there for them.
All right, my man. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys next time.